Hi, my name is Toby Younis. I'm the CEO of Videotero and the executive producer of Streaming New Mexico. And if you'll give me a little bit of your time, I'm going to explain to you why you may be having trouble with the audio from your online videos on mobile devices. This all started when a viewer of one of our videos let us know through the comments box that the audio on their mobile device wasn't playing correctly. They said to them it sounded like the speaker was underwater. We checked it on one of our mobile devices, and sure enough, the audio was messed up. I'm going to break this down into two solutions. The first solution is directed to anyone who views video online while on a mobile device from any video service provider, and they're having trouble with the audio. And it comes in a lot of different forms. Sometimes the audio sounds like the subjects are underwater. Sometimes you'll hear the musical background, but not the subjects' voices. If you're experiencing that problem as a viewer, I have a real simple solution for you. And the audio problem that you're experiencing with your downloaded videos will be evident whether you're using a cellular phone or a tablet. The solution comes in the form of your headset. Plug it in. You can have a headset that looks like this, or a headset that looks like this, or a headset that looks like this, as long as all three of them have that 3.5 millimeter pin that can plug into your phone. That, I assure you, will solve your audio problems on the viewer side. If you're a content creator, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but we've solved the problem, and I'm going to tell you how. So you produce content, and you've had your viewers let you know that the audio on some of your productions is off when they view it on a mobile device. First of all, I want you to know it's very likely not your editing software, whatever you're using. It's very likely not your service provider, whether that service provider is YouTube, Livestream, Vimeo, or any of the other video service providers. The problem itself is unique and pretty complex. And I'm going to explain how we discovered the problem and what we've done in order to solve it. This is one of our guerrilla journalism kits. It consists of a JVC GC PX100 Full HD camcorder and a Rode NTG2 shotgun mic connected together between this XLR female connection and this 3.5 millimeter pin. Now, we use this particular configuration in a lot of different ways. For example, one of our reporters might have a handheld microphone, or, as in my case today, I might be using this lavalier microphone. The reality is this lavalier microphone is connected through a box to an XLR connector, and the DSLR camera that we're using to record this presentation via a 3.5 millimeter pin. That's the problem. The XLR connection to the 3.5 millimeter pin to your camcorder or DSLR. You can continue to use this configuration because we're going to solve the problem with software. The quickest solution is run over to Radio Shack and buy this lavalier microphone. It runs about $30 and it connects to your camcorder with a 3.5 millimeter pin. No XLR required. The second solution is in your video editing software. I happen to use Sony Vegas, but if you use Final Cut or Adobe Premiere, I'm sure you'll find exactly the same feature. Let's move over to the computer so I can show you what I've done. What you see on the screen is an editing session in Sony Vegas, Shelley Carney's production of her video blog. This was her episode 6 on script writing. And at some point I rendered it in Screencast-O-Matic, which is the tool that I used. And I realized I was missing her audio. You can see it's normal. It's right there for A-roll audio. These are the two channels, or the two tracks that were collected together in the camcorder, the video and the audio, and I could play them, but because of the problem, you wouldn't be able to hear her speaking, although you would hear the musical background. I'm going to select a section here, make it about 10 seconds or so long, and I'm simply going to play that section, and I can hear both her voice and the background music. When you see this screen capture, you're only going to be able to hear the background music. Okay. So, like I said, I could hear both her voice and the background music. I know from experience that the only thing that you could hear was the background music. And that very much related to the complaints, if you will, that we were getting from people who were watching our videos. They said we could see the video, we could hear the background music, but we couldn't hear her voice. The problem was the way the audio was being recorded in the camcorder, and further, the relationship between the 3-pin XLR and the 3.5 millimeter microphone plug. So a lot of recommendations were made about how to fix it, including some very technical ones. But there was one that I saw that was really interesting and very simple. I'm going to right-click the audio track associated with the video that came out of the camcorder right here. I'm going to right-click it, and I'm going to select channels. And as you can see, right now, that track shows both channels. You have options. You can play the left channel only, the right channel only. You can combine the two channels, or you can swap the two channels. Here's what I discovered. If you combine the two channels, the problem remains the same. If you select one or the other, the left channel only or the right channel only, it solves your problem. It doesn't make any difference which channel. Now, since this is voice, the two channels are pretty much recorded the same way since you're recording them through one microphone. The XLR configuration breaks it up into right and left channel, and then ideally puts it through that 3.5 millimeter plug into your microphone input on your camcorder or your HDSLR. That's where things are going bad. So what the recommendation was, and what I've discovered works, is to select either the right or the left, but not both. In this case, we're going to see the left, and you're going to see the effect that it has on the track. It's going to produce, instead of two channels, a single monaural channel. Now, what I'm going to do is play that same section again. And what you're going to hear is you're going to hear both her voice and the music.
Blueprint for your film that gets your ideas and your story out on paper so that you can share it with others and really hone your idea.
Right. You should have been able to hear both. Now, if I render it in this way, it will be fine when I upload it to YouTube and when it is played on YouTube to a mobile device. As I mentioned earlier, it also works with other video services providers such as Livestream and Vimeo, both of which have the same problem. That's why we realized it's not our software and it's not YouTube, it's what's happening in that mobile phone. Now I do have to make sure that anything that was recorded along with the video has to be corrected in this same way. Here are our bloopers, and I record that separately. And here's the video. I'm going to bring it over so you can see it. There's the video right there. And there's the audio track going along with it. I'm going to select a section there. I'm going to play it. You'll see, again, you won't be able to hear her speaking. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that track into left only. You'll see the monaural configuration, and now when I play it, you'll be able to hear it.
So I'm going to talk now.
Now, what about the music? As I go back and look at my music track, the difference between this audio track and this music track is that this audio track was recorded simultaneously with this video track in the camcorder. This was not. So you don't have to make the same correction to any tracks that were not recorded simultaneously. That is, audio and video together in either a camcorder or an HDSLR from an XLR microphone to a 3.5 millimeter plug into your camera. Okay? I hope that explains it. I hope that fixes it. Basically, I could render this now, upload it to YouTube, play it on a mobile device, and it would play perfectly normally. One last bit of information. I'm going to post a link to a white paper that explains the electronics behind what this problem is. You can actually fix it if you're very good at soldering little tiny pieces of electronic equipment onto even smaller pieces of electronic equipment. I read the paper, I got a good understanding of why the problem was caused, and then I came up with a solution that would work for me. I think this solution will work for you as well. I hope you found this informative. If you did, take a minute to subscribe to our channel. We make videos like this all the time, and we're sure that you'll find them helpful. Also, if you find that this was a solution to one of your problems, let us know in the comments box. I always like finding out when people have used our solutions to solve the problems that they were having. In the meantime, this is Toby Younis, CEO of Videotero, executive producer at Streaming New Mexico, saying thanks for watching and good luck on your projects.